Okay. Excellent connection. Hello, welcome back to my stream or the VOD. Sorry, it's been a while. Um, yeah, last stream I basically said hopefully I'd be able to stream tomorrow, and then I ended up not streaming tomorrow or the day after. Uh, what's my excuse? I don't really have one, to be honest. Actually, no, I have one excuse. My excuse is that I forgot. Yeah, that's my excuse. Okay, anyways, let's get back to work on the on the uh, what's it called? Oh yeah, the Sayannor Village. So I think last time I set up this the beginnings of well, not just so much the beginnings, but rather I made this like this short cutscene sort of thing where like a second after you enter this level, as when the follow me quest is active. The follow me quest is like the initial quest line where you follow this dude. I think that oh yeah, okay, so yeah, and then if that quest line is active, and then the moment you enter this level, or like a second afterwards, it triggers a short cutscene where the camera pans over here, prompting you to go over there. And that's basically what happens so far. And yeah, it kind of works, but I think it needs a little bit of tweaking. I'll show you what I mean. Actually, I'm not 100% sure this is gonna work because I kind of forget what exactly I was doing. I might have been working on a script, like I might not compile. I could always check the VOD, but I think it's more fun to just test it and see if it works. Okay, it compiles. All right, it works. That's good. Apparently there's an error here. Animation not found, idle hands behind back. Okay. So that's just a missing animation on a character model. Probably this guy. Come on, let me select him. Come on, there we go. Idle hands behind back. Okay, it's not, never mind, it's not that guy. So this guy. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's this guy. This should be just idle. Because this character doesn't have an idle hands behind back. I could technically add it because they're technically they use exactly the same rig, I think. In fact, most of the model is like the same. Just a few extra features stapled on. Like the headdress and the robes. And the yeah, there's a beard. Alright. So the problem with that short cutscene that happened is that it lasted a little bit too long. Actually, I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't use it at all. Maybe I shouldn't use this script and I should just do like a short regular cutscene. And when I say like whenever I use the phrase short cutscene, I mean like a I mean like a cutscene that is activated by this script that I made, where it basically when it is activated, it takes the I think I could probably delete this. Don't need it. Anyways, it takes the main camera, it sets the position and the look at position, and it's like it like hijacks it while the main camera script is running, so that it like Okay, so the camera system is programmed to follow behind, follow the player and like move towards the player if the player is like too far away, or move away from the player if it's too close, and always be on like the same sort of height relative to the player. What short cutscene does is it hijacks the camera. It changes that instead of following the player, it follows like a target, and it also sets the look at. It sets the actual like, position of the camera, and then it holds that position for a few seconds, and then it returns it back to normal. And there's a bunch of little checkboxes I can do that kind of add extra functionality. Like I can make it so that it plays a little jingle, or not sure what this is for. I think I should probably just erase that. Oh yeah, I can set the duration, the initial delay, which is like how long it takes for it to actually start panning over. And then there's the interpolation rate, which is like the value that determines the, well, it's self-explanatory. It's the interpolation rate that the camera switches from its initial position to the target position during the short cutscene. Pretty easy to understand, I think. And I'm thinking either I need to tweak the values on this short cutscene, or I shouldn't use a short cutscene at all. Maybe I should use like an actual animation sequence, but just like a short one. I'm also thinking maybe these guys shouldn't spawn over here. Maybe they should spawn like over here and then path over to their positions. By the way, I'm not using the traditional A-star pathfinding or nav mesh system that is in the Godot engine. The reason for that is because I'm trying to make this work as close as possible to the way that these older games used to work. Like I'm pretty sure that there was no real pathfinding in The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Like you would set a whenever an NPC follows a path, they in Ocarina of Time, it's controlled by like I think it's controlled by an animation, and it's like a specific translation route, and they go from like point A to point B. That's kind of what I'm doing with this. They follow like a series of checkpoints. Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking let's make it so that there's a 1 second delay on the initial timer. Actually, no, let's make it so that there's just no timer at all. No, let's keep the timer. In case you can't tell, I'm basically trying to figure this out as I go along. Bit nervous. Always am. Okay, so these should be somewhere else. So this animation will control the cutscene as it plays, or like the actual playback of the cutscene. Oh crap. I just exited out the scene. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Good thing I saved. Yeah, it's still there. Okay. Let's clear this error because it's probably not going to happen again. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to copy over a bunch of nodes that I previously know do what I want to do for my other scene. I don't feel like rebuilding them from scratch. Get some deep woods. Okay, here it is. You know what I should do? I should rename one of the enums in this in the quest system, because I think that discovered is probably not, like, the word discovered is probably not the right word to use. Just need to find it. Okay, so there's undiscovered, discovered, and complete. I think discovered is probably the wrong word. I think active is better. Hopefully I didn't just break a billion things. I don't think I should have broken anything. It's an enum, so it's technically this is technically 0, this is technically 1, and this is technically 2. And I think they're stored that way in the in here. Hopefully I'm oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Okay, let's fix this. Well, I mean, in the editor, I think it should still be fine. It's just that I'll have to change a bunch of stuff here. Just a bunch of back-end stuff. Oh, I have a feeling that's because that was caused by copy pasting this thing. I do not need to turn the player invisible for this cutscene. Do not need to complete a quest. I think the... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this should be where the quest gets completed. Thing is, I made it so that this cutscene completes the quest. I'm thinking maybe that wasn't the best idea. Yeah, let's get rid of this. I'll make it so that the quest completes during this cutscene. Check quest, follow me. It is active. then complete the quest. Follow me. Actually, no. I was just thinking about it, and I should wait until after the cutscene is over, or not this cutscene, but like the. So there's going to be a second. There's going to be the initial cutscene that plays when you first enter the level, and then there's going to be the cutscene that plays when you walk up to these guys and trigger them. They do like a conversation where the chief dude tells you what he wants. You tells you your objective. And then when that's done, it activates a different quest. and completes the current quest. Does that make sense? I think it does. The reason I need to complete it then and not before is because if the player enters the level and the quest just gets instantly completed, and the player saves and quits, and then starts the game again, they've effectively soft locked themselves, and then they won't. These guys won't spawn because the quest is marked as complete, and that quest being active is the condition for them to appear. Like that'll happen. Well, they won't be invisible. They'll like this whole thing will literally just be deleted because this this check quest, which activates on ready, it checks the quest follow me for if that quest is either undiscovered, active, or complete. If it is undiscovered, it deletes this node. If it is active, it runs this sequence, which I have yet to actually write. It's going to include a cutscene. If it is complete, it does the same thing as if the quest is undiscovered. It deletes the whole follow me quest node. I need to also fix these links and point them to the correct characters. Oh, it's right there. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with the way that I've set up the NPCs. They all have kinematic bodies and collision, and you can assign different behaviors to them depending on what you want them to do. There's idle, where they basically just stand still and play an idle animation. There's like this follow route behavior where they follow a route consisting of a bunch of basically just a bunch of spatial nodes. And then there's a cutscene behavior where it does literally nothing. And the idea is that this is active. The idea is that it allows me to control the animation of the NPC through the cutscene stuff. That's the main point. I think it's pretty clever. Okay, enough talking. Let's actually do it. Enough stalling. No more stalling. Spatial. Start animation. put the camera like we're well, I'm gonna do that thing where I have the two viewports, and then this one is like a preview of the camera. Let's have the camera go like sort of point up at the sky to start. Try to pan down like over the course of maybe 3 seconds. Oh, actually, maybe that's not the best spot. Let's put it back here. The idea is that I pan it down, and then as it's panning down, you'll be able to see these two guys walking over to their current positions in the game world. Oops, I did the thing I talked about that one stream that I forgot. By the way, what do you think of this level layout? I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. I made sure that every single platform is like feasibly held up by something. They're not just floating there. Well, I mean, you can kind of tell that this bridge is meant to be like held up by ropes. The idea is that it's hanging, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit heavy in appearance to be held up by ropes. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's just my opinion. Okay, enough of that. I said I would. I said I wouldn't stall, and here I am stalling. Let's have it hold this position for a second. I like to have the camera. I like to avoid having the camera be perfectly still, but I'm going to make an exception for this. Hmm. Experimenting with different types of easing. I wanted the pan in this instance to be a little bit more constant than just the default in-out behavior, but I didn't want it to be perfectly linear. So it still kind of accelerates and then decelerates. Second. Okay, let's try it out. Hmm. Okay. I was just thinking. I was just doing some thinking. Sorry, but sorry for my silence. Okay. So in the cutscene that plays over here, when the player touches this trigger, it activates. It makes this camera the main camera, which is over here, and then the animation plays and like the cutscene plays out. But I'm thinking. So part of the reason why I had um, that short cutscene camera or system set up initially is because I kind of wanted the camera to move over here and then move back to the player. I still kind of want that. But the problem with this animation player system is that that's not going to happen. So this node, which gets activated, basically resets the dynamic camera back to being the main camera. That's the main purpose behind it. But it's not going to like dynamic the camera's not going to like shift back to the player. It's going to like what you're going to see is that it's going to instantly snap back to the player because it's literally just switching cameras. I kind of don't want to do that. I'm thinking I kind of want to have the best of both worlds. The, the short camera didn't give me very much flexibility with how the camera moved, but it allows me to move the camera away from the player and then back to the player, just kind of in this natural way. But I want to be able to. I want to have this cinematic sort of thing where the camera pans down like that, and then moves over there. So here's my idea. I'm not going to activate this camera. Instead, I'm going to do a thing where I hijack the main camera so that it copies the position of this camera, which basically only exists, which at this point basically only exists so that as a preview for the editor. So it's going to move over here, do everything that I have it set up to do, and then it's going to move back dynamically. That's my plan. We'll see how it works out. I've done this in the past, by the way, so it's not like it's not like an untested theory. It's actually initially how I had this set up. I initially had it set up so that it would hijack the main camera. The reason I ended up not doing that is because when I never really figured out why I did this, but when it transitioned from like cutscene part 1 to cutscene part 2, instead of instantly snapping to the new position, it would whip over there. It'd be very jarring. But with this system, it doesn't have multiple parts. It just has the one It just has the one track of keyframes. So I don't have that risk. Yeah, let's try it out. Let's try it out. think that should work. Let's try it out. Yeah, it seems to be working. There we go. You can see how it, when it was over, the camera, it moved back to the player. It was very quick, but it gives you an idea of where the player is in relation to where the characters were during the cutscene. So you know where to go. And the theory is that if I just swap cameras, the player might not know where the characters are in the cutscene in relation to the player. Okay, I think I've explained myself pretty well. Oh, hold on a second. Excuse me, I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. What error was this? Animation not found idle. Yeah. Oh, apparently the I in idle is lowercase. Let's fix that. Ugh, I did not mean to type the K. Ictal. Ictal. No, it's just idle. That, that sounded weirdly German. Ictal. I don't think that's a word. I have no idea. I don't speak German. Okay. That works. And now let's set up. Oh, wait. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. I need to make it so that these characters follow the route that I wanted them to follow. Wait, so let's put this guy over here. And put this guy over here. Feet are phasing through the floor slightly. By the end, this guy should be over here. And this guy should be over here. Oh, oops, that was a bad approach. That was a bad approach. Hey, his head's turned. I just noticed that. Set the actual animations after after I get the positioning done. Just want to get this over with because it's the most tedious part of the animation work. So positioning looks good, I think, but the rotation is bad. They kind of rotate in a way that's not natural to their movement. Let's have this guy. Actually, I think that is okay. This, however, is not okay. No one, no one rotates like that towards where they're going. No one starts sidestepping halfway through to when they're about to reach their destination. So I think over here you should be facing that way still. Like this. This guy. Like that. I think technically this cutscene has that problem too, but it's not as egregious. And it happens over such small distances that it's really not a problem. But since this there's such a long stretch between like standing over here and facing this way, standing over here facing this way, and standing over here and facing this way, it becomes a problem. So it ends up with this weird interpolation where the player kind of goes like, but not the player, the character goes like in such a way that's not exactly natural. Okay. Now I'm going to shift over these keyframes to the right a little bit. Maybe over here is a good spot. Okay, I think that's perfect. Just quickly play it just to make sure that I'm right about what I think. Okay, they're a little bit slow, but that's fine. I can either push the keyframes closer together to make them move faster, or I could just make it so that they use walking animations instead of running animations. I think I'll just do that. I'll just use walking animations. Actually, no. Faster and faster and snappier movements are more interesting. Slow and sluggish is kind of boring. Yeah, it kind of rhymes in a way. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. I'm trying to make it more interesting for the player. If things aren't moving around fast enough, then it's kind of boring to watch. If I start the cutscene quickly, keep the camera moving for, and then have the characters move quickly to their positions. Maybe I'll shorten this to about a second. And then end the cutscene at around 6 seconds. It should be good, I think. Okay. I'm going to add animation playback for this dude. Let's do the same thing for this dude. Why do they have different animation names? That's probably my fault. I messed something up somewhere clearly. Oh, something is wrong. Hey, Chief, your animation's not looping. Also, your animation is a funny name. Okay, so quick explanation. I put these numbers in front of the names when I originally created the animations in Blender because I thought it would help me with sorting the animations by whatever type. But ultimately, that just made it harder to find the animations on this list because they're not sorted alphabetically anymore. Yeah, mistakes happened, and now I have to live with them. Okay, so oh, interesting. The animation, their animations play back at different speeds. What? Why is it like that? I don't understand why it's like that. I must have like sped it up in the editor at one point in the editor at one point. And I forgot. What's wrong with your neck? What's wrong with your head? Oh, I know what's going on. This thing. So at some point, I must have made a version of the animation that plays back faster. I never like made it the default. All right. There we go. I think this faster animation better fits their smaller size as characters. Because when something is smaller, you kind of expect it to like move in a way that's faster. It's not necessarily going to get from point A to point B faster, but they're going to like they're going to they're going to swing their limbs around a lot faster relative to the size of their body. Oh, and it's not looping. Oh, it's just not. It is looping. It's just not playing. Here we go. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Let's run this scene and see what happens. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. I want to extend the time that it takes for the camera to pan down. Now I have to make this a little bit more believable. This guy look over here, down here. My alarm went off, indicating that it's probably time for me to quit. But I just want to finish this up right now, real quick. Okay, I think that's probably good. Hopefully tomorrow I will set up the second cutscene, which should trigger when you enter when you like go over here. All right, see you tomorrow or next stream, whenever that may be. Hopefully tomorrow, but yeah, hopefully see you next time.